Hey guys, what's going on? So I again come up with a new video, and this time we will discuss about the export of service under GST. So I made a similar video earlier about the export procedure, how to do export under GST, where I discuss about export of goods as well as the service, where I cover in detail about every single practical aspect relating to the export of goods as well as service. And in that video I have discussed like the export procedure, refund rule, and what exactly are the documentation procedure which the exporter need to do to comply with the provision of GST. So after making that video, some guys also asked me the question on the mail as well as on the comment section down below the video. They asked me that whether the procedure for goods is similar to the services also, whether the exporter or services is also required to follow the same rule as applicable on the exporter of goods. They also asked me question that whether they had to also file the letter of undertaking or the bond option. So I thought about it and I decided to make a separate video for the exporter of services, like how to export services under GST. I will not discuss about the procedural aspect because I have already given that aspect in my earlier video. So if you want to know about the procedural aspect of the exports of goods as well as the services, then check out my other video. I have covered in detail about the export procedure under GST. So wherever there will be any modification, so I will discuss here in this clip, in this video. Alright guys, so now let's jump into the video. So now first we should discuss like what exactly is the meaning of export of service under GST. So export of services is defined under section 2 subsection 6 of IGST Act. IGST, not the CGST Act. So section 2 subsection 6 gives us the definition of exports of services. So it has the 5 point. If you satisfy the 5 points, then only you can say that yes, you are exporting the services out of India. So now the first point is that the supplier of services should be located in India. Second point is that the recipient of services should be located outside India. Third point is that the place of supply should be outside India. The place of supply should be outside India. Fourth point is that the provider of service should receive the convertible foreign exchange out of the supply of services. And the fifth point is that the supplier and the recipient should not be merely establishment of a distinct person as provided in explanation 1 to section 8 of the CGST Act. So there is a 5 point in the definition of 2 subsection 6. The most important one is about the place of supply. So if the place of supply is outside India, then only we can say that yes, it is an export. Also other one is also important, like we should receive the foreign convertible, and the supplier and the recipient should not be the establishment of merely a distinct person as explanation 1 to section 8. Explanation 1 to section 8 which define the establishment of a distinct person, which says that if you are a branch, if you are here in India and you are a branch and you supply some kind of a service to the foreigner or the place of or the recipient which is situated outside India, then it will be called establishment of distinct person, because you are a branch and you have right now here in India a branch, or you are the head office and you have a branch outside India, then it will be treated as a establishment or distinct person. Alright guys, so now the most important point about the exporter service is that the location of the place of supply of service should be outside India. So now what exactly is the place of supply and how to calculate, how to determine the place of supply of service. So section 13 of IGST Act deals with the place of supply in case the recipient or the service provider is outside India. So if anyone is outside India, like if the supplier of service is outside India or the recipient of service is outside India, then provision of section number 13 will applicable on you guys. So remember that, not the 12. Section number 12 is for those where the recipient as well as the supplier is in India. And if the recipient or the supplier is outside India, if anyone is outside India, then section number 13 will apply, which will tell you the place of supply of service in that case. So section number 13 has a lot of list in which they says that services, the place of supply of that services is here, is there, is whatever. So in the default cases, the place of supply of services will be where the recipient of service is located, because the GST is a destination based consumption taxation. Or in the special cases where the section number 13 has a list of special cases, like the renting of immovable property or the services in relation to immovable property, then organization to cultural or artistic events, and then like online database access services. There are a lot of lists here in section number 13. So for determining the place of supplier services, if the location of supplier or the location of recipient is outside India, then you have to calculate or determine the place of supplier services as per section number 13. So now if you determine the place of supplier services as per section number 13, that the place of supply is outside India, then it means that that you are exporter. So now if all the condition of section 2 subsection 6 of IGST Act is satisfied, then now it means that this services is export of services. So now you have to also check out what exactly is the nature of supplier service, whether that is the interstate or the intrastate. So if there is an interstate, it means that IGST will be applicable. So the subsection number 7 clause number 5 and subclause number A says that if the supplier of service is in India and the place of supply is outside India, then that will be treated as interstate supply. If the supplier is in India and the place of supply is outside India, then it will be called interstate supply, and that is provided under section number 7 subsection number 5 clause number A. And we know that if it is an interstate supply, then the provision of section 5 subsection 1 will applicable, which says that there shall be levy a tax which will be called the integrated goods and services tax on the every single interstate supply of goods or the services. So it means that if you are exporting the service outside India, then it will be treated as an interstate supply, and the IGST will be payable on that supply. So is this the intention of law, that you are exporting the service outside India and you are receiving the foreign convertible? Then the government will say that you have to pay IGST. So yes, you have to pay IGST, but if you are exporter, then the government gives you the relaxation where they says that you can take the refund of the tax paid at the time of export, or if you don't pay the tax at the time of export, then you have to follow certain rule, like the bond or LUT method, and then take the refund of input tax credit. So now section number 16, which deals with the zero rated supply, and which I have already discussed in that video relating to the export procedure. Now I am again reiterating that provision, but I will not discuss this in a deeply. So now zero rated supply. So if you are exporter of service, so your supply will be treated as a zero rated supply, and if your supply is exempted, then also you can take the input tax credit. If your supply is exempted, then also you can take the input tax credit, because you are exporter and you are earning the foreign convertibles. So if you take the input tax credit, and then the section number 16 subsection 3 gives you the two options to export the service outside India. First option is that on the payment of tax, on the payment of IGST, and then take the refund of IGST. And second option is that don't pay the tax at the time of export and claim the refund of input tax credit. So in case you opt for the two options, so there is a two different rules regarding that, rule number 96 and then rule number 96A, which we have discussed earlier in that video. In those video we had discussed section number 54 of CGST Act, not the IGST, but the CGST Act deals with the refund. Section 54 subsection 3 deals with the refund of the tax, refund of the input tax credit, where you cannot utilize the input tax credit. So if you opt for the option where you don't have to pay IGST at the time of export, and you opt for the method of like bond or LUT, then you can take the refund of unutilized input tax credit. But when you pay the tax at the time of export, then on those cases you cannot take the refund of unutilized input tax credit, because we have discussed in that video, because at the time when you are making the payment of export, when you are making the payment of tax at the time of export, then you can utilize your input tax credit at the time of payment. So therefore, if you are opting or if you are availing the option where you have paid the tax at the time of export, then you cannot take the input tax credit refund, because you can adjust your input tax rate in those cases. So, and we know that under section 16 subsection number 3 you have the two option, like payment of tax or without payment of taxes. So if you are opting for the option number 1, like on the payment of taxes, then rule number 96 will apply to you. And if you are opting the option without payment of taxes, exporting the service without payment of tax, then rule number 96A will applicable on you. And you have to also check out lots of circular and notification of the GST. So that is the complete provision. And remember that in the definition, like exporter service, there are 5 conditions, and one of the condition is that the place of supply should be outside India. So suppose in case the place of supply is not outside India and the recipient of service is outside India and the supplier service is in India, then we cannot say it as export of services. So how the provision will apply in that cases? So if suppose place of supply is in India, then we have to check out the whether it is interstate or interstate. If it is outside the state in which you deal in, then it will be treated as the interstate supply. You have to pay IGST at the time of it, but you cannot say it is a zero rated supply, because that is not the exporter services. So all the provision of this act will applicable to you as if you is a normal person. Your supply cannot be treated as a supply or as a export of services, because the location or the place of supply is not outside India. But if you check out the rule number 96 and the 96A, that is the most important rule. In case of a supply, in case of exporter services, you have the two option, pay tax at the time of export or don't pay the tax at the time of export. So we know that you have the two option, 96 and the 96A deals with the refund rule. 96A says that at the time when you are opting to pay, when you are opting for the option number 1, which is like the payment of tax at the time of export of goods as well as for services. So when you are paying tax at the time of exporting of goods as well as service, then rule number 96 will apply to you. And rule number 96 says that the shipping bill will be deemed as a refund application. The shipping bill will be deemed as a refund application, and that application can only be accepted when the goods in charge of conveyance has submitted the export manifest and you file the return in form number GSTR 3. So in case of a 96, they says that the shipping bill will be treated as a application for refund. So in case of supply of services, there cannot be a shipping bill, because the shipping bill is only applicable in case of export of goods, because customs act applicable on the goods, not the service. So how can you deemed shipping bill as a supply of service? So in case of supply of service, you cannot file the shipping bill. So how this provision, this rule number 96 will apply in case of export of services? And also if you check out the export of services, under section 96, there is nowhere written like service. There is no word of service under rule number 96. So it means that if you are opting for the option where you pay the tax at the time of export of service, so it means that rule number 96 cannot be applicable on you. So indirectly, I think I don't know whether it is a mistake or whether there is another intention, but rule number 96 will technically not applicable on you, because in case of export of services, the shipping bill cannot be issued. And also if you check out the wording of 96, there is nowhere written the services. And it is also a procedure, like how the refund will go to you, how the refund will get to you. There is also a procedure, like when you file the return, then the data of your return will match with the custom department, and when the custom department will verify that, and then they will send the confirmation, and when both the data will match, then only your refund can be reflected into bank account. So it means that the custom department will have also the data by which they will cross verify it, then only you can take the refund. So we know that in case of export of goods, the custom department will have the data, but in case of export of service, the custom department don't have any kind of a data, because custom is not applicable in cost of services. So it means that how the procedure of refund will applicable in case of a service. So there is a we can say a drafting error, or maybe there is a separate notification issued in the future, because till now there is not much clarity regarding how the refund application will process in case of export of service. In case of export of goods there is much clarity, but in case of export of service there is not much clarity. And also if you opt for the second option, like don't pay the tax at the time of export and fill out the LUT and letter or bond, and then claim the refund of input tax credit which is unutilized, then also rule number 96A of refund will applicable on you. And if you will check out rule number 96A, then in which you have to follow certain kind of a procedure. The procedure is that when you want the refund, then you have to first fill out the form number RFD 01, in which you have to give the detail, and then you have to fill out the, you have to submit or you have to file the return in form GSTR3, and similarly the custom department will verify it. So there is also drafting error, or you can say there is not much clarity like how the custom department will have the data of export or service. So I concluded it that both in rule number 96 and rule number 96A there is a not much clarity, because how the custom department will have a data of export or service. So therefore in the present, and the date of recording this video is the 25th July 2017. So till 25th July 2017 there is no much clarity, circular or notification issued by the government like how the refund application will be processed in case you are exporting the service out of India. Export of goods is very much clear. There is also circular in the customs that how the changes is done in the custom after implementation of GST. But in case of export of services, we know that the custom is not applicable. So therefore it is not much clear that how the process of refund will going to operate in case you want to export the service out of India. And also duty drawback rule will not be applicable to you, because duty drawback is applicable only in case of a custom, and custom applicable on only goods. So therefore if you are a supplier of service or exporting the service, duty drawback cannot be taken by you. So therefore don't take about the duty drawback. And then I think I have covered whole thing regarding the export of service. So some guys was asking me on the mail or on the comment section that how the process of export of service will going to operate. So now here's the process. First one, you have to check out the definition which is given under section 2 subsection 6. Then you have to check out the place of supply. If the place supply is outside India, then only you can say that that is a export. And you have to then check out whether that is interstate or intrastate. Then you know that ways the supplier of services in India, place of supply is outside India, it will be called as an interstate supply. If it is an interstate, it means that IGST will be levy, but government give you the relaxation. The exporter service will be treated as a zero rated supply. And then you have to check out the refund application, which is you have to follow rule section number 54 of CGST Act, read with rule number 96 and 96A, and also lots of circular and notification if you want to check out how the refund application will process. And go check out my video which is titled as export procedure under GST, how to do export under GST, where I put up the same cloth, same shirt, and I use the same thumbnail, which is just 2 or 3 videos before this video. So, and if you have the query regarding that, then you can ask me on the mail, which is the sharwangst.148@gmail.com, sharwangst.148@gmail.com. But before asking the query, I want to say something to you guys. So I claimed or I announced 2 times before that please contribute your sum of money into the channel as a viewer, as a student, but I received no contribution till now, because the person want to enjoy the free service, and they ask me the mail, they ask me the question on the mail, they comment on the comment section down below, but they never talk about the contribution. So whenever I talked when I say to them on the mail also that you have to contribute, then they just go away. So therefore I decided from now onward that I will reply to your question only if you contribute to the channel as your support as a student, or you can say as a audience. So because you know that I worked so damn hard to make the video. It takes almost 4-5 hours to record the video, then upload it, create thumbnail, add description, etc, etc. So therefore it is your duty to contribute some sum of money, when whichever or whatever you can, to contribute to the channel if you want to stay with the channel and continue to watch the video. And if you can't contribute it, then it's okay. But if you are asking the question on the mail or on the comment section, first of all, I will not entertain any question on the comment, because comment is not meant for question, it is just for your appreciation and for the hate comment. So therefore ask the question only on the mail, but if you are asking, then please contribute your some amount of money to the channel so that it can be continue. And one more question, one more announcement. So I upload the video which is called the sorry video, which is just the cover song of the Justin Bieber. I love Justin Bieber, I am a believer. So therefore I just want to share with you who am I in a personal life also, because I want to be transparent with you guys. I'm not like I am here, I am Shravan here in the camera is very different person, and also in the personal life I am very different person. No, I want to be transparent. So also I want a really cool audience who understand me, who understand this channel, objective of this channel. So therefore I recorded that sound video, you can say cover, in which I sing a song which is called the Sorry by the Justin Bieber. So some guys ask me, hey man, what are you doing? It's an educational platform, don't do this. So I want to tell you that it is my channel, and I will play, I will upload, I will do anything which I want, wherever I want, whenever I want. So I will upload it. How can you say that don't upload this kind of a video? Have you contributed any sum of money to me? No. And have you commented on the comment section of the video where I said to contribute your sum of money? No, you just slip away. So how can you say that don't make such video? So therefore I will make any type of video which I want, because this channel will going to be die if it don't contribute any sum of money. So therefore I will make any kind of a video which I want, whenever I want, wherever I want. If you don't like it, then please unsubscribe my channel. ज़्यादा हो गया? Sorry guys, I am just kidding. Your comment is really cool, I appreciate it, and when you ask the query on the comment section, I get the idea. So this video is also when you guys ask the query on the comment section, although I didn't reply because the query not meant for comment, but the comment is good, like what kind of video you want in the future, and also like in which direction you want to make the channel, in which direction you want to go to the channel. So therefore comment on the comment section like you hate the content, you like the content, or you want to stay with the channel and subscribe the channel. That's all I want. I want a fair, nice audience which understand me and also stay with me in my ups and as well as downs. So if you will stick to my channel, you will learn a lot of cool thing which you can't even imagine. So therefore just continue to watch the video. I will show you the different angle of understanding the GST and also really cool thing which you can't even imagine. Alright, with this I want to end this video. We will meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye.